Bueno, Señor Castellari, I just wanted to welcome you to the Band Pro 2014 Open House. It's an honor to have you aboard this year. I'm so privileged to be able to interview for the event. I've been a big fan of your work for many years. It's an amazing privilege because so many of us here in the United States have grown up with your work and have also seen some of our local talent also replicate some of your work with their own interpretation. What brings you today to this event? What brought you here today?
Well, Brand Pro is the great guy who handle everything. Is invite me. I'm so really glad that he invite me here because to see the new cameras is fantastic. So I'm appreciating this and then thanks again to Brand Pro.
Now, over the decades that you've been shooting work, you're one of the renowned masters of Italian Westerns, which have been replicated here in the US too. How was it like in the early days when you were exploring that sort of genre, unlike today? How was it in the early days? How did you come about working in that particular genre?
Well, first of all, that Sergio Leone did his wonderful, unbelievable movie and give the chance to all the assistant director, quite good assistant director, to become director. Because they are doing at that time a lot of Western movie, right. So there were the spaghetti Western, but not enough directors. So it was a chance, a big chance for me and for other other assistant directors.
Now, the Inglourious Basterds is one of the masterpieces that's actually been replicated here too. And also we noticed that you also not only direct, but you've written quite a bit of the work and you make appearances in your movies. Is that something that you did in those days because of economy, or if it was a touch of the hat for just being in almost like Hitchcock did, or it was like a little tip of the hat?
You name it, Hitchcock. Yes, not only to do imitation of Hitchcock, but his idea was fantastic to say in all his movies. So the people and the public was waiting for when he was appeared. So it gave me the chance to repeat. But even because it's very funny for me, especially when I'm doing action movie, I have to hit. Especially we have an agreement, Franco Nero and me, that each movie and every movie that we do together, I need to hit him.
Yeah. And that's a fantastic thing. Now, you know, like I said earlier, we've had some of our American masters also pay homage to your work. Quentin Tarantino being one of the main ones. We saw that early on when he was promoting the film, you and he went out together to promote the film. So obviously he had your blessing, but as one artist to another, how was it to see your work redone so many years later by someone who really is a lover of film?
First of all, it's an honor, and then a big, unbelievable pleasure to see that I have done something and genius like Quentin like and want to repeat, not the same movie, but to just inspired by my movies. Really, I'm still shocking that, so I'm so glad, and it's a fantastic way. But invite me in Berlin where he was shooting, my son and me, we went there for 1 month because he wanted to repeat. In my Inglourious Bastard, I did the little part that the German soldiers say, fire! Yes. And he wanted to repeat the same in his movie. And so I spent 1 month with him, and later he cut it. So I'm just like an extra.
So it happens even to the best
No,
of
of
us.
course.
Now, obviously, he played homage to Inglourious Basterds, but he also followed up and did an homage of Django, which many people in the United States, especially the younger filmmakers, may not be aware of that, but that's another one of your films. Do you see any correlations between the way you handled the work and the way that he finessed the work? Were there any similarities that you say, when you see the film, you can smile and say, I know what he's doing there?
First of all, because I like Quentin, because he's in love with the movie. He's in love with the cinema. We did a conversation. It was filmed for 3 or 4 hours talking two different generations, but with the same love of the movie. So it was so fantastic speaking and tell my stories, telling his story, and the suggestions that he kept from my movie was terrific. It was fantastic.
It's fantastic. Now, one of the reasons we're here is because, you know, we're at the 2014 Band Pro event, and you've had the opportunity to work across a broad spectrum of medium, film, today we're going digital. How do you see the change, even though it's gone from analog to digital, how do you see the transition and the newer technology as a tool? Do you find that it helps? There's some people that say that digital takes away. There's a lot of people that say it frees up the craft. How do you personally see that in your artistic career in the current tense?
I think that only people who born a movie like me, because my father was director and producer, so since I was a child I was around in the set with my father. But during my movies was so difficult to find something that now is so clear, it's so easy, it's fantastic. I'm so glad now that there exists the digital, because it's possible to do something that you never have done before. It's very in simple way. So give you the chance to express your sensibility and the way how I'm directing and the way the other director are directing, but in a simple way. But so it never finish. This morning I see the color correction.
Right.
It's a dream for people that work a lot with all the problems just to change a little color. Now to have the possibility to say, watch your movie and change even the shot, close and lighting the eyes. But I did a movie, my last was in Venezuela, the Margarita Island. I suppose there was fantastic Caribbean sea. Nah, it was very awful. Really, it's terrible was that island. So no blue sky, no blue sea, but at the color correction, we put the blue eyes, shining the blue eyes of the actor, and to see the wonderful sky and the sea with blue, fantastic. All with the color correction was so easy and fun. It means that you are still working. Right. Even when you finish the movie, is in progress. Everything is in progress with the digital.
And I think that's the beauty of the technology today, that someone like you, who has seen it go over the trajectory from analog to digital, can see the possibilities, that it is a tool, that it gives you more of a breadth to your palette. As you said in this example, it allowed you to take something that wasn't perhaps the way you wanted to see it, but then take it into post-production and enhance it with the palette, the color palettes, as you envisioned it. Now, can you tell us of any current projects that you're developing that perhaps take advantage of the newer technologies that have freed you up to sort of expand your creative potential?
First of all, I think that I was worried about digital for my high-speed scene. I always, it's a reality. I can renounce the action scene with the ralenti, with the high speed. But I did with the red, for instance, and with the one for 120 frames, that I suppose that's so difficult, very easy. So, I mean, right now there is no difficult and no finish to your fantasy. Any kind of fantasy that you have, you can realize with the digital. And for me, that I'm born with the film, and I did all my movies with the film, now is a dream, really dream. I'm so happy for that.
I'm glad you make that point, because one of the things that you have to take into consideration for those that aren't fully aware of the maestro's work is that you are considered one of the premier people working with action sequences where you take advantage of slow-mo. So to hear you say that the current technology has continued to allow you to do that in a way that you feel comfortable with is also another positive point for the technology. So now, what do you want to let us know about any current projects that perhaps you're working on that you want our audience to know?
Well, I'm preparing a Western That I'm since I don't know 10 years that I'm working with this project. Is a wonderful Western, and I use, and I will use, and I will have with me a lot of main actors, because the people that did Western before, they want to do it again. And the people they didn't, they want to stay in the set. You know, Almeria, we shoot in Almeria in Spain, means is the place where the Italian Western born with the Sergio Leone. So to coming back there, and especially with digital, because I will have 4 camera, the little camera, the big, even with the little camera you can put the wheel move.
That's right.
Yeah, it's really a dream. Fantastic.
But to see the excitement that you still feel for the craft is a testament to the fact that you've made so much beautiful films, and it shows that you're still enamored with the craft. Now, this is a little thing that I read, and a lot of people aren't aware, that you also did World War II films.
I did an Inglourious Bastard first, but then I did the Battle of Britain, Eagles over London, and a lot of tricks and invention, match shot, models, a lot. But if at that time existed, the digital was to do like this, fantastic. But I did a lot of work drawing, because I am an architect. So when I'm explaining to my collaborator, especially the art director, we draw it. I want the shot like this, the trick is this, you know, we can change this.
So the turnaround is a lot
yes,
quicker.
Yes, with a film. You can imagine now with the digital. Yeah.
Well, and Maestro, I want to thank you so much on behalf of BandPro and everybody here in 2014. I don't think they could have picked a better theme and had a better person be our guest of honor. Thank you as always.
My pleasure.
And continued success.
Thank you very much, very much. Goodbye.